I love one of my favorite quotes of Dr. Einstein is that he says, people like us who believe in physics know that the distinction between the past, the present, and the future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. Because he really had a grasp of time far beyond most philosophers, of course. Now, you and I are sitting here with in our lap a collection of books. We call it the Bible. We use it singularly, but it actually is a collection of 66 books. And if you're not confused yet, I'll point out to you it's actually 70, not 66. But if I said that on the radio, it would confuse all my listeners. Because the book of Psalms is 5 books. And if you break that down, you really have 70 books. But if you start that discussion, you get everybody confused. Okay. No, we'll stick with 66 books. That works for our purposes. And they were written of a period of almost 2,000 years, by our reckoning. Now, the interesting thing is we discover that it was penned by over 40 different guys. Some say 44. There's a few that there's some ambiguity about because they're really edited and pulled together. The point is, there are more than 40 authors that pulled these together over 2,000 years. And one of the incredible discoveries in my life, since my specialty from the beginning was in the information sciences. And as you study information sciences, you get, that's a field that is perhaps a little specialized. But from that perspective, I encountered 2 discoveries that changed my life. The first discovery was that these 66 books, even though they're penned by over 40 guys over almost 2,000 years, they're an integrated message system. Now, what do I mean by that? I don't mean that there's a theme in the old that's fulfilled in the new and all that. No, far more than that. These 66 separate books, penned by over 40 different individuals who for the large part, didn't even know each other, because they were spread over 1,700 years. But in this package of writings, we discover that every detail is anticipated by a deliberate, skillful design. The very words, the very letters, the use of idioms, the very structure of the text demonstrates an integrity of design that went far beyond the horizons of any one of the writers. Now, when you grapple with that, you first of all don't take my word for it. You have to discover this on your own. But as you do, as you begin to uncover examples of this, what you begin to realize is that the origin of that collection had to come from outside time itself. It wasn't dreamed up by Moses by great insights. It wasn't these prophets didn't somehow accidentally lay out these genealogical and other details. No. There's an architect organizing this from outside time. And that's demonstrable by just studying the text. I get so tired when I hear one of these well-meaning Christian kind of guys on the television say, well, you can't prove the Bible, but. They're out to make some very positive point, but they seem to have to preference it with this presumption, well, you can't prove the Bible. That just shows their own lack of information. They're uninformed. Yes, you can prove the Bible by simply this, by discovering the integration of that design, and that's just a question of doing some homework, and then try to explain the origin of that design any other way than having come from outside time. Yes, you can prove the Bible. And the fingerprints of the author are all over the creation and all over the Bible, and they are in concert.